NDA. You are from KP. I've met you that time. Your name Uno. So anyone who would like to ask me about anything about SSB or written preparation, anything whatever you want to, especially for NDA entry, as I am for NDA entry. So anyone of you who would like to ask me? No having doubt? कुछ भी नहीं SSB से related कुछ है? So ठीक है, मैं अपना experience share करता हूँ.
From screening to
So last year मैं NDA 150 को मैंने qualify किया था. So at that time I got screened out from SSB Bangalore. So it was a really heartbreak for me. But after that I started preparing for my second written, that is NDA 155. So I prepared for it, I cracked it, and then I came to the Career Navigators. Again for my preparation. Last time also I came, but the thing that I missed was that I really put my preparations too early. Like I was done with my preparations in November, and I had my SSB in the January. So that was a huge break between my preparations and the actual SSB. So that was the reason that was the reason why I got screened out. So this time I took coaching 15 days prior to my SSB, and as the practice was in continuation, I was able to get screened in. And after that, as many of us all are aware, that after screening there is a psych test. So psych, with the help of sir, I was able to make very constructive and very actionful stories. As we all are aware, many of the students who prepare are not able to bring actions to their stories. That's the main reason why they fail in psych test. So as sir told me about, we should be adding more and more actions to the stories, which will automatically show our qualities. Those officer-like qualities you all are aware of. Those officer-like qualities, 15 officer-like qualities. So in this way, you will be able to achieve your psych, and then comes the GDO part. So in GDO, especially the GD, in starting I was very much fumbling in my GD, and because of the regular practice that I had over here, I was able to speak more confidently and speak with a fluency, and was able to present my thoughts in a very planned manner, rather than just putting the points and then copying someone's point and then speaking it up. That was not good. So then comes the lecturate part, as you all would have by now, sir, as the lecturate today. So every day as you all are giving lecturate, you must be thinking that it is not very much fruitful or maybe not helpful in your SSBs. But remember guys, it will help you in SSB, because once you get habitual to that, you will be able to form that structured manner of the topic. Likewise, if the topic is rainwater harvesting, then you will be able to analyze what I should speak, what are the benefits of the rainwater harvesting, and what are the future outcomes that are possible. So in this way I was able to get through my lecturate. Then comes the GP. GP is very important, as in that GP you get to know that how much your group is supported and how you have to tackle with that. Likewise, my group nominated me during my GP. You all know what GP is? So yes, so in that GP, I was giving some points and also listening to them. It is not right that we are just giving up my own points and now not listening to the others. That is not right. We should be giving our point and then listening to others also. In this way, we will be able to take the whole group to a conclusive point. Then after that, we had our PGT. PGT, I would say, is a kind of race in which everyone tries to speak, everyone wants to run through those 4 obstacles. But in that also, if you are calm, people will listen to you. If you present a very constructive or very useful idea that in which the group can move ahead, they will listen to you. Then the HGT part. HGT, you get a chance to prove yourself. If I talk of myself, I wasn't able to perform that good in PGT, but yes, in HGT I gave my best ideas that was possible, and through that point I was sure that my GDO task is going well. Then after that we have a group obstacle race. It is very fun to have it in actual SSB. I have just seen it in videos, or once I think sir also made a practice on the rooftop, but in the actual SSB it was really fun. The whole group shouts their slogans and all, they run, that's really fun. Then coming up with the interview, I had my interview on the 3rd day, because in Bhopal the experiment is going on, in which they conduct your psych test on the day on which you report. After screening you will be given some rest, and then those who get screened in, they will be given some rest, and after that in the evening you will be having your psych test. So on the 3rd day I had my interview, and interview as sir asked me the questions in the same manner the interviewer asked me. Like sir once asked me about the question. The question was that whom do you confine more, your mother or your father? Same question was exactly the same question was asked by the interviewer, and the answer which I gave over here, I gave the same to that interviewer, and he was really satisfied with my answer. And then other thing is that while do remember that the SD which you prepare, self description that you prepare, the interviewer would ask you the qualities what are, likewise my name is RN, so it means to be of the superior quality or to be of the better one, to be the better one. So in that my interviewer asked me that tell me RN that in how many ways you are superior to others. So I exactly wrote down, I exactly spoke those qualities what I have written in my SD. So I am not sure whether they get a copy of SD or not, but yes, my site was getting synced to my interview. Now later on, he asked me some of the current affairs. He didn't went really deep into the current affairs, but yes, he asked me he asked about the ULFA camp, ULFA that is in Manipur. So at that time, I wasn't aware of the full form of ULFA. He asked me to prepare. He asked me that go and get it out. What is ULFA once you get back to your dormitory? When I came back, I asked many of my friends. They even called my family and asked it to search it on the Google, and then I got to know the full form. And I was expecting it to be asked in the conference, but luckily it was not asked. But yes, if you are not able to answer any question, please do search on it, because there were many of my friends who weren't able to answer some questions, and the same questions were asked them in the conference. So please do remember with that. Then comes the second day of GTO. There was nothing much. There was individual obstacles. I was able to perform 10 obstacles. There were many who only performed 8. They also got recommended. So it is not like that how much you can do, but yes, you should try your best, the best you can achieve. Then comes the command task. So in command task, in my command task, it was a very difficult one for me. Likewise, I was not given any rope. There was a circular ring, and I had a bar within it. So the GTO asked me that you have to use this ring instead of the rope. So I was at the starting, I was not getting many ideas with that, because I have never seen that thing. So I was able to perform 1/4 of my task. One half means half of my task I was able to perform. There were 2 obstacles. From the start line, I was able to reach the second obstacle, and from the second one, I was able to make an idea further ahead. But the GTO, now that he made some pressure over me, he asked me that why aren't you taking a subordinate with you? So at that time, I called my subordinate, and at that exact moment, he asked me to shift to another obstacle, as there were 3 in one row. So he asked me to shift to the other one. And that time, I realized that I wasn't getting more ideas at that particular obstacle. Then I analyzed the surrounding, and there I found a hook at the back of the obstacle, in which we had to put that ring, and in that way we will put the patta under it, and then it will balance the patta. So in that I realized that you should be very observant while performing the command task or any GTO task, that if you observe well, you will be able to perform well. Then comes the final group task. It was just ending, so there was very simple 2 obstacles which we had to cross, and that too also matters. If here also the whole group is there, like PGT, the whole group is also like here also. But here what we have to do is that if you are getting ideas, then speak it loudly. If the group is moving ahead, you should be trying to move ahead rather than waiting for others to move ahead. Because in starting off my PGT, I wasn't moving ahead. So at that time, I realized that I should be leading the group. And then at the FGT, I reached the second obstacle. Then the GTO asked me to get aside and let others also come. So in this way, my whole SSB interview was over. And when the conference came, I was expecting that my conference discussion should last long. As the earlier chest number, my chest number was 24. Chest number 23's discussion was going so long. Once he was also called in the conference hall, and then he was sent back. One of the GTOs came and he said that, gentlemen, please, you should get aside and we will be discussing more about you. So at that time, I think that his and my performance was exactly same. So why didn't they make discussion over me? So after I entered the conference hall, the conference lasted almost 30 to 40 seconds. They just asked me how was the stay, how would you rate your performance, and would you like to make any suggestions to the board, and this was all. Then I came back, and then the conference result was announced. This was my whole experience.